where the stories are told. Warrior hearts beating brave and bold. Small town pride in the air we breathe. The spirit of the game will never leave. Forever and always go Warriors, we shout. With fans in the stands, there's never a doubt. Game day Saturdays where memories ignite. Under the lights we fight the good fight.
All right, welcome to this episode of the Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast. Troy, we're in bye week. Yeah. Which, I mean, I think it's due time. You know, we've played 7 straight. We've had 4 on the road. 3 at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 3 at home, and we're still. Man, we're searching for that victory. I mean, gosh dang it. But I'll tell you what, there were some glimpses last Saturday of Waldorf, and offense was starting to put things together against the number 1 rated defense in the NAIA.
Yeah, they had a good quarter, I guess. There was a good quarter there where they came in. I mean, it wasn't like last year where it was like 70-something to nothing, and we scored on them. We did the offense. Kind of came alive for a moment, and it's like we were doing our stuff. We were running, and all of that. We just couldn't. They are a number 1 defense, so they'd get us stopped. When they want, basically. I mean, football is a game of imposing your will on the other human beings across from you, and they were pretty able to do that, including on their offense, which was, they had big plays, and it was irritating, and good for them. I mean, they could get out there and do it, and you'd be like, I think we got them on 3rd down. We got them on 4th down, and then 25, 30-yard pass, and it's like, of course they catch it, So they did that 3 or 4 times, and it was very irritating. But they're a good team. They're going to be in the top of the running, I think, of the GPAC. I think it's going to be.
I think so. Yeah,
Concordia, and obviously Morningside, and Dort. I think that's who's up there. But it's still a lot of season left.
Well, they're definitely a program on the rise. Coach Benner's got them right where he wants them. Their defense is playing. And again, it's discipline. It's disciplined football. And one of the things Coach Chop and I talked about right before halftime as they were walking in is he's like, we got 10 guys out there doing just great things, and we got 1 mistake. But when we make a mistake, they score.
Yeah.
And when they make a mistake, well,
Yeah.
So that was right there. And again, good effort on the Warriors' part. I'm going to cough a little bit if you guys don't mind.
Go right ahead.
Oh,
that was a beautiful cough.
Yeah. Thank you. I was working on that. So anyway, Troy, what we're doing is we're kind of doing a flashback. It was homecoming last Saturday. And so we got lucky because we have a couple guests today, Troy.
We do.
It's homecoming. We've got number 3 from Monroe, Louisiana, Mike Mouton. Welcome, Mike. How's it going, buddy?
It's good. I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always good to see you. It was great when I found out that you were around. It was a lot of fun just catching up with you and everything else. And we're going to do a little bit of that yet today, and it'll be good. Well, also, you brought somebody with you that we remember seeing in a jersey. Number 2. So 2 and 3, Vontay Harper. Harp, buddy.
How's it going?
How you doing?
Good to be back.
Good. We're going to catch up with you guys and figure out what you're doing in your life right now and all the things, because I know enough about you dudes that you're doing some exciting things out there in the real world post-Waldorf. But Mike, we're going to start with you. We know, and we've talked about it quite a bit during the this podcast, that you went on right after Waldorf, and you ended up with a professional team down in Brazil first. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about what it's like to play in Brazil.
It's pretty fun. It's a culture shock. I really loved the hospitality there. It was really cool. I did a crazy thing my first day I got there. My coach, he was like, "Hey, you don't got to come to practice tonight, or you can just sleep." Or he said, "You just come to practice and watch." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm practicing." So
right. I
got there fresh off the plane. It was like a really long flight. I had layovers, like 3 of them, and I went in. and practiced, and it was an okay practice. Had to learn the plays, of course, but when they taught me the plays, it got pretty easy. And but just playing there, like seeing different parts of Brazil, traveling. Um, I don't know the name of the bus that they call it that we traveled on, but I call them a double decker bus because it's like a top level and a lower level. So that was my first time riding on one of those. So it was really cool. And and they're amazing. You can let the chairs back all the way until like you're laying down, and it's like a thing in front of you can let up, like kind of like an incline chair.
Yeah, like a little recliner thing. Yeah,
recliner, and then you put your feet up right there. And man, every time we traveled, I would just sleep like a baby.
Probably not a lot similar to the bus trips to, say, Dickinson State.
I know, right?
Oh,
No, that's crazy. That's crazy. So how does that happen? How do you go from and you wanted right away. You knew that you wanted to go to a next level, and you did that. How does that work? Is that just one of those things you put your tape out there, your name, and hire an agent, or what all do you have to do?
So I got interviewed by NFL Draft Diamond twice, and that made me an NFL draft prospect. And then I did like 2 or 3 other interviews as well. So it got my stuff out there. You upload your tape, you get some pictures, you do some online videos, like just some interviewing things that they do with you. And then also I did it's an app called Euro Players, so I got on there as well. Okay. And then sometimes you'll look up and you'll get some teams reach out to you on their own. And but for the most part, just depending on like with a guy like me coming from a smaller school, I got to put myself out there a little bit more. So
right.
I had a scout and an agent help me, and she's the best. Like 2 teams I played for in Brazil, she sent guys there, so she kind of told me, like gave me a heads up of everything about it. And she's from Louisiana as well. She's from South Louisiana, so she was telling me like the other players she helps out, like call her Mama D. So it's kind of what I call her, Mama D. So she helps out, and then I let them look over my contracts. My agent, Mr. John, I let him look over those, and she looks over them as well. And so that's how the process goes.
Wow. Yeah, I tell you, that's something that you don't, obviously we know that there's everybody thinks of the league, they're thinking the NFL and stuff like that, but there's a lot of opportunities out there. And so 2 seasons in Brazil?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you said you learned a little Portuguese?
Yes, sir.
Like how much?
I'm almost fluent.
Almost fluent?
Almost fluent.
So tell everyone hello or say something in Portuguese.
Oi, meu nome é Mikey, eu jogo futebol americano in Brazil.
Sounds Spanish to me. I'm just saying that sounded like Spanish. And they're all part of the Romance languages, Portuguese, French, Spanish.
Yeah, that probably is good Romance language. You can pull that out there. You'd be like,
oh yeah,
like you can't pull that out anywhere, man.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
There's rules. Yeah. Bring that.
Keep that in the bag.
It was for me to learn it. Like I didn't take any classes or anything. I kind of had to jump into it. It's a funny story. What kind of motivated me to want to learn it.
Okay.
So one of my teammates from my first team, like we'd be in a group talking. And, like, everybody be speaking English, and then he'll come in and speak Portuguese and say something about me to mess with me, and then everybody be laughing. And I get aggravated because I don't know what he's saying. So probably like a month and a half, 2 months later, he tried to pull it off again. And then I told him what he said in English, and he was like, bro, you've been learning. I was like, yeah, just because of you. So that helped out. I kind of learned on my own, too. Just being around the guys, and like if they say something, I ask them what that means, or if I want to know something, because like when we would go out to restaurants and stuff, I didn't know how to order my food, so I'd be like, hey, can you like tell them what I want right here?
I want a cheeseburger.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh no, that's easy. It's kind of the same as English. They say hamburger. That's how they say it.
Wow.
But if you say hamburger, like they don't really know what you're saying if they don't speak English. So you got to pronounce it how they pronounce it.
Oh, okay. Well, geez. And so then from Brazil, you jumped across the pond.
Yes, sir.
So how'd that did somebody see your tape from Brazil, or did you use your scout and your agent again?
I was on the Euro Players thing, so I sent it to the GM for the team. And I messaged him in November, like right when I was getting ready to go home from Brazil. And then he hit me up like in January. He was like, "Hey, we want to sign you." He told me everything that comes with it, like the money, the accommodations, and everything like that. And he was telling me if I'm interested, let them know so they can book my flight and everything. So, and it went from there. And then went out there and played, and that was statistically my best professional season. And but other than that, it was a great experience for sure. Just being around. I'm kind of a history nerd too, so I like the architecture they had around. Love the architecture.
'Cause you were in Istanbul, right?
No, I was in Budapest.
Budapest. All
Hungary.
right. Budapest, Hungary. I guess when I was looking up football teams in Istanbul, I wasn't anywhere close.
I think they have one.
Well, yeah, they have a couple American football teams. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think they used to have one in Constantinople, but
Yeah, my teammate.
Istanbul now, not Constantinople, so you can't go there. And that's a bad.
No, I got
that's
it.
a
Yeah.
bad joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might be Giants. I think is what they were calling. That was the team. I think they were the Giants. They might be. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna end that run of jokes. Back to you. Go right ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So Budapest.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What's that like?
It gives you the kind of some parts you go to and how you move around. You kind of get a sense of you're back in the U.S., but then you'll see something you're like, whoa, okay, that's kind of different. So I had to adjust. It took me like a month to adjust to the time zone change and the transportation. So the transportation there, we took the team paid for our bus pass, train pass, and all of that. So I've never been on a train in my life, never been on the subway, never been on a bus, any of that. So that was my first time riding all of that. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't like say Budapest it's two towns, right? It's two cities together,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Buda
It's
and
Buda
Pest.
and
Yeah.
Pest and
I
Budapest.
I learned that I think at Waldorf back in the day.
Oh, wow.
A while ago,
Geography.
like 30 years ago now.
Sticks and listen in the craw right here, like a rusty steel bear trap. It's not opening up anymore.
Yeah, you and me both, man. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Harp, you're man. I've seen you around town a little bit, but you've been a busy dude since you left Waldorf. What's been going on?
Just been living the life. Just been competing in mixed martial arts and kind of just living the life. Honestly, enjoying it out here.
So, is MMA something you were always interested in?
I was fond of it as a kid. Like I always watched it. I've always watched wrestling. I just never really had the opportunity to compete in it because I was always a football player.
Yeah,
And me last year not being able to come back and play last season,
right.
kind of just opened up a door for me. I just randomly come back and I could show up one day and they got fights out here and the guy was like, "Hey, you want to try it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And we're here today.
So, do you have like a trainer or something like that? Is there like a dude
So-
that? I mean, how does that work? Just like, hey, get out there and try to beat this guy up.
Yeah, so it kind of was a crazy story. So when I moved back last summer, when I got the phone call that I didn't be able to come back and play my last season at Waldorf,
Right.
when I moved back here, I was just working a job, working at my job that I currently work at. And I ended up just showing up to Mason City one day where they have these fights up there in the event center. And I just showed up with George and a bunch of my friends and teammates. We all just showed up and they were like, "Yeah, you should show up and watch this." And then I end up being the person I am, highly competitive. I'm like, "Hey, I wanna get in here and do this. Like, I think I can compete in this." And they're thinking I'm just talking mess. I'm crazy. And like, I go up to the guy who's promoting the show, and I was like, "Hey, can I get your information? Like, I think I'm interested in this stuff." And me at the time, I'm still in school. Like, I don't got the time. And then we take like a month or two later, I end up just texting him, and he started like saying like, "Hey, yeah, if you really think you can do it, come train with me." And you got to think this guy is Darius Flowers. He's UFC fighter. Like everyone knows him in the state. Like he's the guy. And he was like, "If you think you got it, you can come train with me." And I just been training with him and Coach Johnny out there in Mason City at PHF Karate ever since. And they made me into a champ.
So, how many fights have you had since you started?
So I started training in January of 2020, so of this year, and I took my first fight at the end of January. So I've had 5 fights now. So I'm 4-1. I am 2-1 in MMA right now, and I'm 2-0 in kickboxing.
Okay. What? So, I mean, scary at all, or is it just? I mean, not at all.
Well, it's like another day in the office for me.
Not at all.
It's just like competing. I've always been a competitor. I've always been a guy that at the end of the day, he has to just go out there and do it. And I've always been that guy to just go out there and do it. And, you know, competing and fighting, at least for me currently, I haven't been, you know, in the predicament where, you know, I've been hit, rocked, slept, or like nothing crazy, you know, never been like in a scary situation because, you know, I feel like I've trained pretty well, you know, and I'm pretty smart too, and I'm pretty good on my feet. So that's the one scary thing that I kind of saved myself from with, you know, from playing football. It kind of carried over into fighting. So
Right. So you didn't get CTE from football, so maybe you're hoping MMA.
hopefully not.
I hope not too, buddy. I mean that.
I mean, I don't get hit, so I wouldn't know. No CT over here.
That's good. That's good.
I mean, so you started in January. I mean, you saw a fight like obviously last year at some point in the fall, and then you just like, I'm going to start training in January, and then at the end of January, it's like you're in the ring.
Yep.
Like, do they have like, I mean, obviously they have weight classes, but do they have like skill classes too? Are you rolling in there and you're like, you know?
I had to start amateur because, you know, that's just part of the process. You know, I wanted to try to start pro and get that jump, but, you know, I wanted to take it slow and, you know, redo it because I am, you know, a little late in the MMA career. Usually a lot of people start really young when they're, you know, fresh out of high school, maybe. You know, I'm 26 right now, and I'm like, I'm kind of still good. I'm in my prime, so it's not too late, but I'm like right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
It's a good time for me to start.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was wondering. It's just like not even the age, but I mean, you're like ripped guy. Like you were always fit in, you know, football and everything, and still obviously.
And like
training.
my thing is right now is that according to like the people who I've trained with and who like coach me, I'm progressing really fast, and they already know like my amateur season isn't long. Because usually people take like years, you know, 3, 4, 5 years amateur. I'm not going to be amateur longer than a year and a half.
Okay.
Like I'm already going to be probably debuted in pro hopefully next year sometime.
Oh wow, yeah.
Because, you know, I've been on a climb and I've been on a tear through my amateur season. I've knocked out literally everyone I fought, you know, and it's not even going to be close. And hopefully I can get another fight soon to just prove myself again that, you know, I'm that guy, you know, I want to be that guy, but hopefully I can get back on the football field because I like playing football.
You're going to find out. I mean, you go pro, like you'll find out too where you're standing. You have a way to train with pros to some degree, so you kind of know where you're at, and you're like you feel confident making that. It's like I'm thinking. It just reminds me of like start in January, first fight, end of January, and it's like that scene, you know, in the Matrix where you know Neo wakes up after they like download all these fighting things, and he's like, I know karate. You know, like is that how that works? Is that
It's kind of like that, honestly. And then like the good thing about it is that I was always surrounded by people who, you know, were highly educated. You know, they were not just people who just, you know, not money grabbers either. You know, they made sure they poured their knowledge into me, took me through the basic fundamentals, and made sure that like, you know, I want to take the time to go slow, but also make sure that I'm not shooting like a rocket every time I get out there. 'Cause, you know, there's levels to the game that I also have to learn, you know. And that's the thing about with fighting is that you never want to take a jump too fast, just like with playing pro football. Like you can play pro, but you still never want to take the jump too fast. You know, it's levels to it. That's why it's a building block to everything. And I feel like with me and fighting and everything, it's a building block to it.
So you're still thinking about throwing your hat into the pro football arena?
Hopefully. If somebody want to give me a phone call, my phone.
Well, yeah, but you got a dude sitting right next to you here that can probably at least give you some advice or maybe have some inroads. Is that something that, like, I mean, Mike, is that one of the things that the guys are like, hey, if you know anybody, you know, hit me up?
Yeah, so last year, my last season in Brazil, when we won the championship, and ironically, we won the championship with one of my old teammates from Arkansas Baptist and SAGU, and our head coach was one of our coaches from SAGU.
Really?
Yeah, so, and we won a championship together at SAGU. So we won a championship together in Brazil. So it was a crazy moment. So I talked to my coach there, and I was like, hey, he was like, man, we need another import. And I was like, hey, you want me to call KD? Because he didn't get picked up by a team because he came out of ECU after he left SAGU, and he had a really good season. He pretty much had the same thing I had with the NFL draft prospects thing, and he did good at his pro day. He didn't get picked up, but he was speaking with teams. So the first time I asked Coach, he was like, nah, somebody's going to sign him. I was like, okay. So then come around, it's closer to the season, and I was like, Coach, he ain't got signed yet. Do you need me to tell? He was like, yes, tell him now. So I told him, and he hurried up and he got his passport, and Coach signed him. And then he came in, and it was a really good season out there. We had we broke a lot of records. We made history. We beat a team twice that the team hasn't beaten probably since their conference started. So we beat that team twice. We won them their first championship in the highest level of playing in Brazil, because I think 2 years before they played in the lower level. So the season we got there, that was only their second year playing in the highest level in Brazil. So being there and having the people with me that I've won with before was pretty cool. So for sure, like with him, I've already talked to him about it. About the Euro players thing, like he can create that. And because I mean, when I was here, like dude, his film from when I was here that season was crazy. I mean, one game, you watch that one game against Simpson, like you're just like, you're like, bro, who is this guy? You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, almost like he had like 200 all-purpose yards or something and like 3 touchdowns. So it's like, off that one piece of film, I think they would want to get him, especially with how versatile Tay is. I mean, he could play running back, he could play receiver, he wants to play special teams. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to play special teams, but like the pretty special teams, you know? Like I wanna play punt return to kick return, but playing pro like overseas, like they look at you as the backbone. Like I had to play special teams. I had to play kickoff. I had to play kick return. I went back to what I used to do in high school in a JUCO, the field goal holder. And being a field goal holder, I really enjoyed it. So I was a field goal holder. I actually scored off of in Brazil my second season off of a fake field goal.
Nice.
So I ran it in, and it was fun.
Hard.
So
Fun.
yeah, it's just that like when they want you and they sign you, they expect you to be the backbone and have some versatility to you before they sign you, of course.
All right.
So I think any team would like to have Tay for sure.
Sure. And now, so that's a change for me because, you know, when you came in here, Vontay, it was like we had 3 or 4 Tays in the locker room at the time. So we changed your name. Well, you changed your name to Vontay, I think, actually on this podcast.
Yeah.
Did you not?
Tay,
It was
Tay,
on the-
Tay,
it
and
was
he
on
was
the
like,
podcast.
yeah.
There was
Did
Big
Vontay.
Tay, Little Tay. There was Tay, and then
I'm
there
gonna
was
go Vontay.
And
Yeah.
so then
I
you
changed
made
it
the
on
decision.
roster.
Right.
Yeah, not on the roster, but in my
Oh, hey,
how I
but-
announced it. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Vontay.
absolutely.
And then
Vontay
the guy
Harper.
next, Evan, you know, who does the broadcasting for the Warriors Sports Network. Evan was like, "Oh, he keeps calling him Vontay." I was like, "His name's Vontay, but he goes by Vontay now."
Pretty much.
Absolutely. So, guys, I'm really interested in, like, Vontay, Tay, Javante, Harp. Vontay. All right, I like that. Thank you. So you've had some time to kind of reflect on your time at Waldorf a little bit. What are some of the takeaways? You know, you guys were together at Arkansas Baptist. You were together at SAGU. Paramore drags you up here to the tundra, and you weren't here a long time, but you were contributors on the offensive side of the ball, both of you, and special teams. What were some of the takeaways? Some of the things that when you think about your experience at Waldorf that kind of come to mind. Mike, I'll start with you.
I'm not gonna lie. So when I was at Arkansas Baptist, it was like a family, you know. But we didn't really have like the community that we have here, like support us as much. Like it took us to have a winning season and to win our conference championship for people to start, you know, recognizing us. And so there, it was more so we were the laughing stock until we changed it around there. Then Tay came in, and then he won with us with the last winning team that was in Arkansas Baptist. Right now, they're looking good. They're trying to turn things around, which is really good. At SAGU, it was more so, if I'm being honest, it was more so a team thing. Like it felt like football players versus everyone else, you know. So it just seemed like the fans, like of course our parents, and you know, you got some teachers that really support the football team, you know, but as far as like, you know, some of the students, you know, they don't really care about football there or nothing like that. And when we came here, it was like I said, I think I said this on my first podcast here, like the Warrior Walk, like dude.
Dude, that's the
like,
best thing ever made.
I love it.
Yeah.
I loved it. Like it really gave me like probably like a little something of what Division I football would be like, because you know they basically have their own Warrior Walk, you know.
Yeah.
So that made it cool, and I really enjoyed it. And then like the guys on the team, like it was like family. Like, they welcomed us in with open arms, and like I said, nobody was like nobody frowned upon anyone, you know? So it was always like, you know your job. Like, so you, for instance, you got Malik. Like our receiving core, we gelled together. Like Malik's the guy, he's gonna go downfield. He's 6'3", 6'4". He's gonna bomb on you. You got Sam, Mr. Red Zone. You got me, Mr. Third Down, and then you got Seth Oaks, the guy that they forget about, and then until he scores a 40-yard touchdown on you.
Right.
So I mean, being with guys like that, like, and then one thing about it, like, even though we barely knew each other for a long time, you know, like we were like brothers. Like, hey, if you get a bubble or a quick screen, like nobody's gonna touch you, and that's literally how it was. I mean, like I was telling the younger receivers here, you know, like our receiving core, like we were like brothers. It was like a family. So even the guys on the defensive side when we were here, like it was fun. Like starting practice out ones versus ones, like it wasn't never any like, oh, I'm gonna try to take your head off, and then like it was like real competition. Like it was fun. Like we really wanted to compete. So I really enjoyed that. Like, and then outside, like, you know, the fans, the student body and stuff like that. Like it was cool seeing all the people in the stands, and then after, you know, they come on to the field and want to take pictures with you, kids want to sign autographs. I mean, want you to sign their autographs and stuff or whatever. So it was cool. Like I really enjoyed the atmosphere here. Really,
good.
I loved it.
What did you have there, Art?
Well, my thing will be probably opportunity. You know, being from, you know, us coming from JUCO, coming from SAGU, and me not even me. My college story is crazy. You know, I just always been a kid that's just transferring, trying to find an opportunity to just get on the field, you know. And when we kind of got the Waldorf, that's what Paramore and Finley gave us. They gave us a chance. It might not have been like, hey, you might not get the ball 10 times a game, but like, hey, we're gonna get you the ball some way, shape, or form, and like, and all you got to do is do your job, go play special teams, go make a tackle, go block somebody. And it was like, and not even just like in football, it was outside of football too, like with the classes, the school. Like it was so much opportunity within Waldorf too. Like you got esports, you got all these events that y'all do, and like they give back to the students too, you know. And that's the one thing that a lot of other institutions that we came from, we didn't have that type of opportunity and that type of exposure until we got here. And that's like the number one takeaway I can take for here is opportunity and exposure.
Well, and yeah, talk a little bit about. I mean, esports was kind of your second love, or maybe your first love. But I know that you're still big time into. And what did you play?
Smash Bros.
Yeah, Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
So you still into that?
Yeah, I just came back. I still play it sometimes. I still go travel sometimes.
So is there competitions at that level now? I mean, now that you're out of the school, so
yeah, now I'm more back into like the pro scene now out there in the esports world, where like it's tournaments all across the states, and I'm just trying to just set myself up to just kind of get myself ranked, kind of. But really, I've been trying to take a break because I've been doing fighting and trying to get me back on the field. I don't got no time for video games.
Yeah. And you know, I follow you guys on social media, and it's like you had a picture of a new controller that you got. Like, is that? I mean, what's the, like? I guess I look at it like, okay, I have no clue. So that's like a big deal, right?
Yeah, it's like a big deal because like a lot of the companies, they would like make me like custom controllers, and they would like send them, and like I would like get the, you know, review them and like use them at tournaments and like tell them like honestly like, hey, this stuff is like good. Like I would recommend this to like friends, any of my friends, because I have a lot of friends who play Smash Bros. And they just I get everybody on the game. You know, this is kind of my thing. I get everybody doing what I do. They just
got a little thing on the side of it that says like Air Harper.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like those are Jordans.
Yeah.
You know, all the kids are watching. Like, do you stream when you play?
Man, I haven't streamed in a while, man. I've been working and just enjoying life. You know what I'm saying? With everything going on right now, I've just been trying to just relax. I haven't really had the time, but hopefully I've been trying to get back into it. Everybody's been trying to get me to, you know, start streaming, make content with like everything that I have going on, and that's just, I got to find the time and have the right people around to do it.
Yeah, that's cool.
People play. I mean, like guys that I haven't watched a lot of that, you know, content where the gamers are, you know, and then the whole time they're just talking, you know, like that's like, so like, do you do that anyway? Like you're just already talking, like I you know, you're playing a game, you're doing your thing with your magic controller and stuff like that, and then you're out there.
I'd be like chatting with my friends because a lot of my friends would join the streams and stuff. They'd be in there just talking mess. It's just good times. It's like us on a podcast.
It's like a podcast. It is
exactly
like you're watching somebody play a video game.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe not even talking about the video game, and then
talking about something
interjecting.
completely different.
I'm like, oh man, something happened on the video game, and then they're talking about. It's like you're just like, I'm going to introduce this historical precipice about some of these other issues I want to talk about today. And I was like, oh, you gotta whatever. It's
like,
crazy.
I'm just trying to get on the game and stream. You know, I just got off work. I just got through fighting. Dang, I just scored 3 touchdowns in a game. Y'all want to watch me play Smash Bros? Like,
yeah, come on out.
that's great.
See what we're playing here.
And so obviously, Mike, you guys are both super busy. So being in Brazil, like Carnival, did you get involved in that at all?
I wasn't able
you
to
weren't
go.
around?
I wasn't able to go
crazy.
either time. I wish I would have loved to do it.
Yeah. And so what did you like? So obviously it's probably a lot like college. Did you get any downtime, and what were you able to do to kind of experience the culture in both Budapest and
Wait a minute.
Budapest?
I gotta come back. Who were we talking to, Andy, that was trying to explain to us the Brazilian steakhouse?
That was Luke Valdez.
Yeah, Luke was trying. He worked there. He worked
at one down in.
What did he call himself? Like a caballero or whatever.
No, he was not a caballero.
He was not a caballero.
No, he was. I think just a server.
There are all the steakhouses in Brazilian steakhouses, right? It's like if you go to if you're in Ireland, all the pubs in Ireland are actually Irish pubs, But no matter what, did you ever eat you know what I'm talking about, where they like stack the meat on top and they cut it all up?
Yeah.
Is that that's a big thing over there?
Oh, that's a real thing. And man, the food over there, I'm telling you, it's amazing. You can eat bad over there and still lose weight, and if you're active, it's crazy.
what?
Like
Sounds
it doesn't
like a
make
good place.
it tastes different too. Like I would, man. All right, so it's a funny story. Me and my teammate Katie, we were at the gym one day, and these women that would speak English and they know my coach, they would ask us. I remember one day they were asking us. It was like, because when I got there, I was losing weight fast, and they were asking they were like, "What do you guys eat like to change your body?" And like me and Katie look at each other, we just start laughing. They were like, why are you laughing? And we were like, we eat Burger King once a week. We eat Doritos and Kit Kats and Oreos. And they're just like, that's just not fair. And I was like, we do work out 5 times a week at the weight room. And then we have practice 4 times a week. Mm-hmm. And out of those 5 days a week, you got to think about it. We got practice at nighttime after we already worked out in the morning time. So we were just losing so many calories and sweat. Then you gotta drink your water in Brazil because it's so hot. And but the culture thing was it was cool. It's like so there's this thing there called Bagoji. It's like kind of like a bar, and they just play like live music, and people drink beer, or you can get you get you a table and you can order food. So we would get like these kind of like these popcorn chicken things. I don't know what it is in Portuguese, but
I thought you knew Portuguese.
I don't know how to say that. It's hard to say some of the words.
He said he was hard.
Almost fluent.
And
Darn near fluent.
so there, you can order food and stuff like that. So that's one culture thing I experienced, and really another culture experience is just the hospitality. Like they welcome you in open arms. It's crazy. Like my first day in Brazil with my first team, as soon as I get there, my teammate's like, "Hey, let's go to the beach." And I was like, "Tomorrow? I'm trying to sleep." He was like, "Yeah, let's go." I was like, "All right." I'm trying to explore a little bit. So I'm a homebody, so I'm trying to get out a little bit. And so I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go." So then he texts me. He's like, "Yeah, I'll be there at 7 a.m." I'm like, "What? We just got out of the practice. It's 10. By the time I get to the house, it's going to be 11. Got a shower and everything. I won't go to bed till about 12:30 or something." So I was like, "All right, man, let's do it." So, and then some of those guys, I still talk to them to this day. Like over there, it's like a real brotherhood. And what else? They like to party. They like to party a lot. Like not like college parties, but like party, like celebrate like everything that somebody does, like an accomplishment you do or something.
Sure.
So like they're very involved with people they care for there. So that's one culture thing. And then they have a lot of other different holidays there, that but they close down everything for their holidays, like even the convenience stores, like stores you need, like necessity stores. It's crazy. I was like, what? This is different. So but yeah, like other than that, yeah. And then from a Budapest standpoint, I'm not gonna lie, didn't really get out too much because it was freezing cold when I first got there. Like it was, like, look, being here, I got used to the cold, right?
Right.
And as soon as I get used to the cold, I go straight to the heat. in Brazil.
Yeah.
So I'm playing in Brazil for 2 years, getting used to being in 103-degree weather, like I'm in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as I get back from Brazil, I was only home for like a month and a half or 2 months. And then I get the call to go to Budapest. As soon as I get there, it's like 23 degrees. I'm like, no.
Back in Iowa,
I was like,
Yeah.
dude,
welcome
this is
back to
crazy.
Forest City.
But I tried to get out. Like, I did some stuff with my teammates. Other than that, like the culture, like they're cool. They're welcoming people as well. They love American culture though there, cause Budapest. So I can't say I got the full Hungarian experience, cause Budapest is filled with like a lot of different cultures. Like, cause a lot of people there speak English, so you'll see some people from Asia, some people from the U.S. You'll see some people from Africa. You know, different types of Africans like Nigerians as well. So a lot of people there speak English, and it's multicultural. I would say we met some Brazilians and Hispanics there. You'll meet some people from Mexico and Spain as well. It's also a tourist place. It's very
yeah.
touristy. So yeah, so that's the stuff. That's the stuff that I went through there. It was pretty cool, just seeing all the different cultures.
That's way cool. So, Harp, you've been around here a little bit, but you ever make it back home? Get down to the Houston area, or where all you been going?
Yeah, I take some trips to Houston sometimes, every now and then.
Yeah. How's your grandma doing, buddy?
She's doing pretty good. They're all missing me at home. They're trying to get me to come back.
Yeah.
But y'all know me. I love my Iowa, man. It's my home right now.
Yeah. So what's the big plan, man? What do you got going on in your life?
Man, I don't know what's the plan. I got to figure some stuff out. Got to get a lot of stuff figured out. Some people want me to go play pro football. Some people want me to sign pro fighting. It's a lot of stuff. I know for sure, though, in the next couple of weeks, I want to attempt to try out for the UFL again, hopefully in Houston, because I know they have a tryout again. I know last year it kind of wasn't the best because it rained when we had the tryout. So it was like we didn't even get a full tryout. So I want to try to give it another shot, see if they can give me a good opportunity to go out there and showcase myself. But besides that, we'll see what the door's open for us,
Well, that's good.
Are there leagues as far as like with the how this it's a circuit for the fighting, and so like how do you find out about those? I mean, it's like Mike's talking about getting called to Budapest, and so once you get into the pro circuit with fighting, then how do you? Like, where do they send you, or how does that work? I don't understand.
Really, you get phone calls, you get messages through your phone. Some people hit you up on Facebook. It just depends where. I do have, since I fought out of Mason City, I have a guy named Darius Flowers who fought UFC. He does a lot of my fights, promotions, and people hit me up. And my coach, if anybody usually texts me about fights, I always run it through them before anything. But a lot of the times, there's a pretty good pro circuit in Texas for sure. We got Fury Fighting, we got Elevate, we got a bunch of organizations that send people straight to the UFC, straight to like one championship, with us like the two top fighting organizations in the world, which is where hopefully if that door opened, the door opened. So I have been in communication with them, but we'll see.
Yeah, because when you get there and then you finally you get on the Joe Rogan show, you'll be like, you're pretty good at this podcasting stuff.
Yeah,
I've been on the Gridiron Club podcast.
Got nothing on the
Gridiron
Club.
Well, of course not. I mean,
started out here. Yeah, got good training.
Right.
Training, right? You know how that works. And is that so with the like with well, I don't know how many teams are in. Is it South? It was like with Brazil. Like how many teams are in Brazil? Is it a South American league? Is it a? I don't understand.
I got you.
You know what I mean? And then you get into Europe. I'm understanding European. Yeah. So and then sizes and conferences. I don't know how that works. Explain that.
So in Brazil, it's the BFA. That's like the NFL Brazil. So it's like pretty much the highest competition. So like when I first got there, it was a guy from Oregon playing in the league, a guy from USC, and some other like really good guys from other schools. So that's the biggest one. And then you got CBFA, and then you got CBFA Division 1, 2, and 3, and those are 2 and 3 are kind of like the guys is like the league that's like they're not very good, but they're fighting to try to get better. So if they're CBFA Division 1, they're kind of like on the brink of trying to come up to BFA. So they're a little bit more competitive as far as like beating a high-powered BFA team. I'm not sure if that's possible, but they'll probably beat a low-tier BFA team. And as far as in Budapest, they have the HFL, the Hungarian Football League. That's like the NFL of Hungary. And then you got like Division 1, 2, and then those are like the lower levels as well. So each league is like different. They have their own. Ironically, I just found out there's football in Colombia.
Yeah.
Never knew that.
Hmm.
Did not think that.
Yeah.
So it's new. I'm still learning these other things.
A little Spanish.
It seems like, I mean, that in Hungary as well as Brazil, that they do they mirror it after like European soccer, or when they call
That's
it?
what it kind of seems like.
So
yeah.
you have to work your way up, you know, you're in this division, and then if you are a champion or something like that, you can
go
get
up.
promoted.
Yeah. That's how it is. Exactly.
Promoted, and
So it is like that. I was wondering about it because
Yeah,
I
it
learned about
seems-
that by watching Wrexham.
Yeah, Wrexham.
Right.
I mean, that's where I learned
Yeah.
all that stuff
Yeah.
and how they work, and ultimately the Premier League is where they want to get
Right.
to.
Right.
And so both in Europe and in South America, that's kind of how they do things.
Yes, sir. In Germany, it's the biggest because in Germany, I think they go all the way down to like Division 5 or something. So like those when you get under 3, it's like 5 or 6 I think divisions in Germany.
Wow.
And but once you get under 3, like they don't even stream the games. They're just like, yeah, we don't want to watch this. I guess that's just how they think of it. And yeah, so like if you win out in D3, like you go straight to D2. And if you're at the bottom of D2, say for you go 0-10, like you drop down to D3.
Relegation.
Yep.
So is that like okay? So there's been American football in Germany for quite a while, and then obviously
really
you're
big
in
out there.
Hungary and talking about South America, Brazil, and whatnot. I'm just wondering if like why is the NFL spending so much time in like Great Britain and Ireland? Is there not American football over there?
It is. I think it's promoting it, and I guess it gets other guys and kids that are growing up to want to play it more. Because when you get there, so like so when I was in Budapest, I was coaching the youth team. So we have a youth team there. So I was coaching that team, and then there's a Division 1 and Division 2 team. So typically the Division 2 team, you would have those would be probably like high school kids. Some of them probably getting ready to go in college, or some of them are in college there. So that's kind of how that works. Once you get to Division 1, and keep in mind, the lower level leagues, you typically can't really have American imports on there. So those are pretty much more so developmental leagues. And then, but once you get to the big leagues, that's when you get the American imports. So that's kind of how it works.
That's what they call you, an import.
Yeah, that's what they call me. Yeah, it's just so crazy.
Just an
I
import.
had to get used to it.
Yeah,
Just like what?
Well, it's almost like calling you a name. Like, yeah, you're just an import.
Yeah.
Just worth some money.
Well, Vontay, do you care where you would go? Like if they said, I'm going to have you be you're going to be in one of these, European or South America, or, I mean, where you going? Wherever they want.
Just waiting on the phone call.
Waiting for it, huh?
Just waiting on the phone call. I'm there.
If you had your choice, though, like if you could make dream is Barcelona. I don't know.
Barcelona would be nice. That's
They have
nice.
good football in Spain.
That's what I heard.
Spain would be nice. I wouldn't mind anywhere. Japan.
Oh, yeah, the
Japan. He knows
X-League.
that.
What?
He knows
The
I've been saying
X-League.
Japan. He knows
Yes.
I've been saying Japan
The
would be the
X-League.
league I would go play for.
Yes.
Japan is it's a big thing there.
Real deal football there. It's really good.
Really?
High level too.
I didn't
It's like I say Japan football is almost equivalent to Canada.
really.
Really?
Pretty close.
It's competitive. It's
Andy.
actual football.
Andy and I are learning things right now.
Yes,
We're
it's fantastic.
I'm surprised by this.
They have academies there.
It doesn't surprise me that they love American football. 'Cause, I mean, the cultural stuff that we've got, they do. They it seems like Japan likes that. But football, I mean,
Yes.
so they really getting after
They
it.
pay good money too.
They do.
Yeah, but there you have to have a degree. So you have to have a degree in order to go play. So
A degree to play football.
yep, there in Japan, and it's there's a guy that plays there from UConn. He's
Quarterback?
Yeah,
Yeah.
David Pendell. He's like really good, and he's been like lighting it up in that league out there for so long, probably like 3 years now.
Really.
And yeah, he's like they compare him to Lamar Jackson out
Like
there.
he's
Like if you listen to the
Portuguese,
announcements, they call him like Lamar Jackson and stuff. It's crazy.
Wow.
He's like really good out there, and the competition level's fast. Like those guys out there are flying around. Like the receivers there, you'll be looking like, dang, ho. But what I've learned is like they have football academies there. Like they're literally out there training. Like even some of the guys that are in school or in college, or like as soon as they try to get to that league, like their training, like even in the lower, like whatever grade or whatever age they're in, because a lot of them want to get to that level. Same thing in Germany for the GFL and in Europe overall, the ELF. So a lot of those guys like they play in the lower leagues to kind of build their resume so they can get to the big league because that's ultimately their goal.
Wow. No idea.
Yeah, so all right. So playing in South America, playing in Europe, how often when somebody like, oh, hey, hi, welcome. What do you do here? And you say, I play football, and they think soccer, right? Do they?
Sometimes.
So what do you got to tell them from the jump just to like
so you got some people that'll notice it, and then sometimes they won't. So like, my mom was making fun of me when I first got there. She was like, "Oh, you kind of look Brazilian, so you'll kind of blend in," and it was so funny. And so if some people would know. So I remember when I first got there, some little kids came up to me to ask could they take a picture. They were like, Americano, Americano. I was like, oh, man, I was like, that's crazy. So we took pictures, and they asked me, and I told them I was playing American football, and they were like, whoa, really? I was like, yeah. And then there was a couple times when I went to the beaches out there. They were, like, shocked that I played American football. Some of them even knew who I was already, which was crazy.
Wow.
Because I guess from the team page when they posted me. So in Budapest, yes, it's always, what are you doing here? Like in Budapest, it was always, what are you doing here? It was some of the Americans that were there, though, it would be funny. So I remember one time I was walking home from this place that sponsors us. I was getting some food, and this American guy walks to me. I didn't know he was American. He comes up behind me. He's like, what's up, bro? Where are you from? I was like, the U.S.? He was like, I know you're from the U.S. What state? I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, Louisiana. I said, you're American? He was like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. So he told me he went to the school out there, the university and stuff. So, I mean, you have some people that can tell you apart and some people that can't. But more so, depending on what state in Brazil, depending on what state you're in and what part of the state, they know that there's American football. Some of them are like, soccer? I mean, football? And
yeah,
I'm like,
football,
nah, I don't play that.
football.
Yeah. I think that's how it is with when in my travels. Like you could pick out an American. We you carry yourself with a demeanor. So like if you're a European, if you're in Europe and you're a white guy, it's like, yeah, but you can tell which one the American guy is because of like the way they walk, probably their clothes, their styles. They got some swag. That's exactly
About 40 pounds overweight.
Thing. And in Africa and then the Middle East and just all these other places, and even when I was in Korea, you can tell like the American Korean in Korea, and it's because again, it's just like there is a it's a characteristic. There's like you said, maybe there's a swagger or whatever, and I think that's so. It's like not hard to pick you out on the street and be like, what's up, because he knows that there's something to that, and I think maybe that's a good thing or bad thing, I suppose. If they're trying to get after Americans, maybe that's not so good.
In Brazil, when I had to speak Portuguese a lot, like they would like when I would be speaking and like words that I know or how to get something, they would think that I was Brazilian sometimes. And then when I get to something that I don't know, it's like, eu falo um pouco português. And they're like, oh, so I had to pull out my translator. Here you go. This is what I need. And there.
Yeah, I would also think that you mentioned there's that the cultural shock would have involved a lot of wax when you were in Brazil. Is there
wax?
Yeah. You don't know
wax?
Brazilian.
Yeah.
Oh, Brazilian wax. Oh, okay.
Like, oh, yeah. Well, I joined the team. They introduced me to everybody, and then anyway, I have no body hair any longer. It's a very strange welcome that they do, but very good.
Everybody here does it. It's okay. I mean, it's not a big
totally
deal.
normal.
Exactly.
That's right.
They say it's a Brazilian hairless.
Yeah.
We thought it was a cat. Turns out it's not.
Yeah.
Not at all. So this is one thing that's getting in my head, and we'll get back to you in a second, Hart. But like, what's the weird stuff that they eat in both? Like some of the stuff where you're like, what,
dude?
You shouldn't eat cats.
No. In Brazil, they eat chicken hearts. They kept trying to get me to eat that, and I was like,
I like chicken hearts.
"You eat that?
Yeah.
Oh man, no, that was the weirdest thing for me. I never heard about chicken hearts before. I was like, nah. And what else? I think that's the one that comes to my mind the first time. Like, they kept trying to get me to eat chicken hearts. I was like, no, sorry.
Delicious. So like in Hungary, like I can like never have been there, obviously, but like I can imagine. I don't know. I just picture this always overcast and just kind of stone buildings and everything else, and everybody's walking around just looking kind of angry, and their food is all gray. I mean,
You grew up in the Cold War, man.
well, yeah, exactly. I'm a Cold War baby, so I mean that was probably the thing. But like I imagine their food doesn't have flavor or color.
Oh my gosh,
Is it true?
No, seasoning?
that's how it looks. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't really eat any Hungarian food there. I ate all American food, like from American chain restaurants, or I just cooked my own food.
But they like, I mean, do they have like a dish? I mean, they're trying to feed you chicken hearts down south, but then you go over across the pond.
Oh, there was this type of soup that they were trying to feed us, but my flight was already booked, so I wasn't able to stay and eat it. But I wanted to try it. It was like some type of soup with like chicken, potatoes, and carrots in it. I would have ate that.
Sounds like chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. It was like their type of, I guess their name that they called it or whatever. I wanted to try it, but
Oh, so Harper, you gonna be if you get a call, are you gonna like get on and start trying to learn a new language? You're just hoping that they speak English.
Shoot, I can learn a new language. I love learning stuff. That's one thing about me. I love learning.
So you want to go to Japan? You're gonna start learning Japanese? I think that's
Oh, yeah,
different.
that's
Isn't
on
that
my-
hard? Isn't that a hard
Yeah,
one?
because it's 3 languages in one.
very
Okay, I have
complex.
no idea.
Yeah, this
I can barely speak English.
Like
Same.
this pictograph signs, whatever they call those things. You got it's not like the
Well, back when we were
that like we've got. Yeah.
when we were kids, if you go to another country, you got to learn the language because we didn't have Google Translate or whatever translating app you have right now, and you just got to stand there with your book, looking through like, English to Japanese. Konnichiwa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I heard that that who was telling me this? They use Duolingo. I think it was my son Tanner was talking to me about asking me about. He's been learning Spanish. I don't know why, but he is, and that's cool. I used Duolingo for a long time.
Yeah, it helps.
I learned Norwegian and stuff like that. But I mean, it's perishable. Language is perishable. It's, you don't use it; it goes away pretty quick. So I did that for like 2 or 3 years, just working through it. And I thought he's asked me about Duolingo. I was like, well, this is not a Duolingo commercial, but I felt like I was really good at recognizing vocabulary and usage and reading it, and I could understand what I read.
Right.
Conversational, language is different, and if you don't have anybody to practice with, then it's not. And I think you can learn a lot through conversational practices, which obviously you're surrounded and immersed in. That's why immersion training is how the military does it. When you go out and to the Army Language or the Military Language Institute, Defense DLI, you're gonna be immersed for a year in learning whatever languages, but you can't do anything but in that language. You got to learn quick. Learn how to swim or drown, right? But he also said that that now you can use Chat GPT. So you get your vocabulary down from Duolingo, and then now you can have a conversation with Chat GPT in whatever language you want to. Turn your microphone on, and it'll go back and forth with you. Think about that. Yeah.
And one of the things that I found is that I took in high school, took 3 years of Spanish, and you learn how to conjugate verbs. That's pretty much it. You really don't learn anything conversational. And then through my when I worked in corrections, we had to take a lot of command Spanish for law enforcement and things like that, so that you could communicate with people that English wasn't their first language or that they may not speak English at all. And if you start speaking Spanish to somebody that's their native tongue, I don't understand a word that they say because they start they might think
excited.
they might think that you can actually speak that language, and they start speaking. So I had to learn how to say, I don't know Spanish very well.
Yeah.
And so everything was write it down. Escríbelo, por favor.
Yo hablo español un poco. So,
That's how I was in Portuguese. It was crazy. But another thing that helped was while I was there, I was teaching English.
Oh,
First
yeah.
season. It was pretty cool. I was teaching English. All my students passed. The owner of the English school, he told me after when I left, he was like, I just want to let you know that all your students passed. Congratulations. That made me really happy.
Well, yeah.
Do you remember was it in Stripes? I think was Stripes. Harold Ramis's character, like his job was he was teaching immigrants English in New York.
What did
and
he?
He was teaching them like how to swear correctly, and then it's like, okay, let's at the end of the class. All right, let's work on this now. And then he's like, yeah.
Here she comes, just a walk.
And then they would go to each like immigrant or whatever, and it'd be like do wa dee dee. You know what I mean?
It's terrible.
Yeah. So that was your class, right? It was your do wa dee 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 dum. No.
So with them, they were. I taught the advanced class and an intermediate class, so they somewhat spoke English, but they would. So when we would finish a little early, I would let them ask me whatever they wanted to about me or the U.S. So one of the biggest things I used to stress to them, well, one thing they wanted to know was like the slangs.
Yeah.
Because they listen to the music and watch the movies. So I would explain to them, they're like, oh, okay. But their biggest thing is they always would stress themselves out trying to pronounce a word or make a sentence perfect. And I would tell them, relax. In the U.S., we do not speak proper English.
Yeah.
It's not... We don't speak
We
how.
don't speak what we write.
Yes.
Yeah,
that
It's
is
not
correct.
that at all. So I would tell them that, and that calmed them down. And they're like, "Oh, okay." So that was the biggest thing with
Just
them.
get close. Just really get close, because I mean we're kind of lazy when it really comes. When
Literally.
it comes down to it, yeah, we just say whatever we really need.
Unless we're in a professional setting, then it's different.
Yeah, not even. That.
Still like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Mike, what football's finite. You know, it's, you know, I think about, you know, I literally, before I came here to the bunker, I had to watch Joe Flacco's first snap as a Bengal, just because they asked him, like, you know, dude, you're in your 40s, what are you doing? And he's even said, you get so much time to play football, and as long as I can, I'm going to.
Yep.
So, you know, you obviously are in the prime of your career. You know, a lot of upside. What does life look like someday when you're not going to be putting on the pads and the helmet?
I just graduated with my 5th degree, my 2nd master's degree from Waldorf, and what I want to do is I still want to have my own sports training facility later on in life, and also coach. So those are the two things. I kind of got a little taste of coaching. Before I signed, I was coaching a 7-on-7 team with one of my quarterbacks from JUCO, and yeah, it's hard. It's hard, man. You get emotionally invested in those kids, and I mean, some of them I still talk to this day. You just want to see them be great, and they start to grow an attachment to you. So like every time I come back, or they know I'm coming back, hey, coach, I want to work out. Like, let's work out in the off season while you're home. I'm like, all right, let's do it. So, I mean, coaching for sure. And then when it comes to with the business, I mean, I have a kinesiology background with my bachelor's as well. So with that, I mean, that helps with coaching, having a master's degree, especially if you want a coordinator or a head coaching job. But with the business background, that's why I have those 2 degrees to help me. I mean, I know when I'm done, I can't just, as soon as I'm done, I'll get my own facility. Nah, I got to probably take like a year or 2 and probably work at one so I can learn the ins and the outs, not just from a training standpoint, which would be very easy for me, but more so the business standpoint.
Sure.
So from what I've learned, like, okay, it seems like most of what I learned is like common sense, or it's like, of course, it's like math and, you know, a lot of that involves, but actually you're getting my hands in it, being hands-on with it, just learning like that will be better, because you don't, of course, it's going to be different than it is in the book, you know?
Sure.
So I
Always
just want
is.
to learn that side of it as well, because I feel like the business side will be a little bit more harder than the training side, like teaching them how to train and everything. So those are 2 things I
Yeah, how do you put food on the table, you know, when you're doing what you love? And
Right.
you know, because they always say, you know, hey, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. But if sometimes that doesn't pay,
Right.
you know, you could go work for Waldorf University as the director of player personnel and do equipment and stuff like that. That wouldn't pay the bills, trust me. Absolutely would not. But I was talking to one of our players' fathers, Jaden Moore, who we had on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. His dad came up. Wonderful, wonderful human being, Jaden. And after meeting his father, you kind of get why Jaden is the way he is. But we were talking, and he's a great dude. And I said I didn't have sons. I said I had 2 daughters, and so I didn't have the football experience. I said, but I'll tell you that I tell everybody that God gave me 2 beautiful daughters, and Waldorf University gives me 130 sons each and every year.
Right.
And you talk about building relationships. That's what this is about. It's one of those things you see you guys coming across the field before a game, or just you happen to be in town, and it's like it brightens my day because we've built a relationship. You guys, I got to know you on a personal basis, all y'all, and it's just. That's what it's all about, and that's one of the things that I literally have goosebumps right now, just because I love Waldorf football. I love every one of the players that have stepped in and out of our locker rooms, and
Yes, sir.
it's something else, and that's what's so great to see you guys. It's always so great to see you guys. So one of the things I want you to know is, or not know, I want to know from you, and Harp, if you had to tell some kid from, you're back in Houston. You're a big-time UFC fighter, and some kid that you're mentoring a little bit, he's like, I'm thinking about playing football, and there's a university up in the middle of nowhere, Iowa. Why Waldorf? If you had to go back and think about your time here, why Waldorf?
Opportunity. That's the only thing, opportunity. Because at the end of the day, Waldorf will 9 times out of 10 give you a chance to get on the field and give yourself an opportunity to be seen and be not just seen, but be seen by not only just your peers, but a community that will come out regardless of anything. They will come out and support their team, and that's the one thing about why would you come to Waldorf? Who would not want to come to a school that will support you regardless of anything? And that's why I would come here.
That's good. That's good to hear. What about you, Mike? What would you say to a kid that's thinking about Waldorf University?
And I tell them this is probably like overall the best school I've been to. So I mean, you got you. Like, I remember one example I can give. I remember one of my towels, like a towel came off in the game, and I asked you, like, on the sideline, hey, coach, you think you give me another towel? You're like, yeah, I got you. Completely forgot about it. We get in the locker room, you come out of nowhere with a towel. Here you go, Mike. I was like, oh, dang, I forgot to ask you for this. So, you're always on the go, and then the coaches, like, I know all the coaches on the coaching staff care about us, and Chop, like, I don't know if these younger kids know, but Chop really loves us, like, seriously, but he's hard. It's tough love,
Yeah.
And I don't know how the younger generation is when it comes to tough love. So, you got some that take it one way, some take it another way. So, the coaching staff, the coaches here, they love us. They're going to coach us hard and everything. And like Tay said, they will give you opportunity to get on the field. It's just up to you to see what you're going to do with it.
Right. And Vontay, if you had to go back and if you're in front of the team, giving advice on how to be successful on the field and off, what are you gonna tell these young men that are Waldorf Warriors here on our football field? What are some of your takeaways from your time as a Waldorf Warrior football player?
Be the guy that's not doing what everyone else is doing. Be the guy that's showing up to class. Be the guy that's at workouts 15 minutes early. Be the guy that's doing his own workouts. Be the guy that's, be the guy that's different. Don't be the guy that just shows up to workouts 5 minutes before, right when the coach come in. Don't be the guy that's, when Coach Chop hits the corner, that's when you start working out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's not that, because that's not football. That's not how you be successful, being someone that's just waiting for someone to see you do stuff. No, be the guy that's doing stuff in the shadows, and you will see it coming into light.
That's great advice. In football, it's more than Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
Football is
Monday through Friday.
Yeah, absolutely
Monday
right.
through Sunday.
Yep. What about you, Mike? What would you be telling a kid that you need? You're up in front of the team. You did have a little opportunity to do that, but what are some of the takeaways that you think are going to make these guys successful?
The little things, like I told the receivers, like, I'm on the sideline, I hear coach yelling about guys dropping the ball. So, George is still here, and George was with me. I'm happy he was with me to experience that and see how we carried ourselves. And, I asked him, I was like, hey, Like you're the guy now. Why don't you have him on the jug machine or whatever? And you know, I asked him, did the jug machine still work? And I mean, like after practice, all of us receivers, we were on the jug machine, about 20 miles an hour, no gloves. Got to catch 20 passes. So you got to catch 10 on your left side, 10 on your right side, and just little things like that. Like you had DBs that wanted to do it with us. You had running backs that wanted to do it with us. So when guys see like, oh, it's something so simple. You're just catching the ball. And when guys see like that and they see like, okay, I know this is going to get me better, they want to buy into it and do it as well. So, yeah, just the little things. Try not to mess up. Like, watch extra film. Like, forget watching film with your position group or your coaches. I remember I was in Brazil. My coach told me I had watched up to like 3 hours of film one time, and I was like, whoa, okay, that's kind of crazy. 3 hours of film. I was like, dang. But yeah, it's like you got to watch film, and like Tay said, you got to put the extra work in as well when people aren't doing other things. Because like when we were here, I mean, after we had practice, we would go to the YMCA and work out around like 8 or 9 o'clock. You know, just something extra. It doesn't have to be nothing crazy. It could be like, you know, quick upper body workout, quick lower body work, maybe a pool workout or just getting a sauna or something, you know. So it's just little things that you feel like you can benefit from. So that's what I take out of it for real.
Yeah, it's amazing to me how you see the guys that do that too. You see the guys that are going to be different. You see the guys that are going to go that extra mile. Those are the guys that stand out, and the guys that just show up right when the coach does.
Yep.
The guys that you know, I'm not really going to watch film unless I'm with my group. Those are the same guys that might be complaining about not getting any playing time, not getting any reps during practice and stuff like that. So, I mean, one equals the other,
Right.
you know, for sure. You separate yourself, and that really takes you up where you need to be and gets the attention of the coaches. They all see it.
Yeah, I had a friend. It reminds me of this many years ago, but he would, you know, I just said, man, what are you wearing to work? Like you could probably dress a little bit better than what you got going on here. And he's like, well, they don't pay me enough. If they start paying me more, I'll buy nice clothes so I can look more professional. And I'm like, buddy, I think you got it backwards here, because right now he looks like you're not a professional. You need to you need to play the next level up. Like, this is who I am, and make it fit that part and get to that. And it's the same thing. Like, you know, if you want to get to the next level, you want to be just a starter on a university football team or go on to the next level beyond that. Like, you gotta have that level of attitude in your head. You know, what does that person do, and what do they look like? You know, how do they conduct their business every day, and you know, all of that. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, we're getting pretty close to time, gentlemen. But as you guys remember, we always let our guests have the last word, because Troy and I aren't very smart. So while Troy is, I'm lucky to.
Come on.
I mean,
You've been doing most of the interview. You did a good job.
Weird.
On this interview.
I know. Usually, I'm just kind of sitting over here going, yeah, which is what I excel at.
So we traded off. It was a good teamwork effort.
Yeah,
today.
absolutely. So I'm going to start with you, Vontay. You want to shout to the family back in Houston? Do you want to talk to the team? Do you want to talk to the world? But you know, you always got something good to say, so I want to hear it.
First and foremost, you know, I want to just thank God for, you know, giving me an opportunity, giving myself and, you know, my teammate an opportunity to be able to come out here and be on the podcast. First off, I want to shout out Waldorf football. Second of all, shout out everybody in Forest City who comes out and support to the games, and, you know, everybody who pours in and buys into the team. And then, you know, just a word of encouragement is just be the guy, you know, that shows up and be the difference maker. You know what I'm saying? Be the guy who is the one in the classroom making sure he's getting his homework turned in. Be the guy that's showing up to workouts on time. You know, be the guy that makes Coach Chop mad. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that's how you know he loves you, and that's how you know that you're actually giving it everything you got in order to get on the field. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you get on the field. You know, being the guy that's always there. And yeah, just shout out my family and friends back home and everybody, and shout out, you know, my fight group too. You know, we're got some stuff booming for y'all soon that y'all be looking out for.
That's awesome. I can't wait to see what's next for you, Vontay. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Mike Mouton, the microphone is yours, my friend.
Basically what Tay said, I want to thank God as well, because, I mean, without him, none of this would be possible. I want to thank Coach Finley, Coach Paramore. I want to thank those two for believing in me coming up here. And I want to thank Waldorf because, I mean, without all this, without them, I wouldn't have got the opportunity that I'm having today. And I'm really grateful for it. And shout out to the football team. You know, I hope they do better, keep progressing and get better. And my young guys, like I said it yesterday at the game, I was happy. The guys that were freshmen when I got here, like they're all starters now. So I was like, dang, like I'm so proud of y'all. And then seeing Christian with number 3 on, he had my number on. I gave him a big hug when I saw him. Christian was a running back, and, you know, now he plays safety. So, I mean, seeing those young guys and seeing them starting out, like that really made my heart smile. So, shout out to my family, you know, and my mom, my dad, and pretty much my teammates that I played with. And, yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's great. Now, Troy, I'm going to tell you something. Mike and I were talking, I think, Thursday at practice. He does impressions.
Oh, really?
Oh, my gosh. It was one of the best. As soon as we were talking about Chasing Paramore.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he started talking. Can you do some Paramore for me, or is it too uncomfortable right now?
Let me see if I could do.
Yeah, just act
I'm
like
laughing too much.
I know, act like you're trying to talk Mike Mouton into coming up to Fort City, Iowa, and play for Waldorf University.
All right, I'm going to give you the conversation he told me when I came up here.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, you got about 19 offers, all right? All right, you got some D2s, you got a D1 preferred walk-on, you got some NAIAs, and you got some D3s. So I'm going to tell you right now, Bubba, that transfer portal's getting a little full. So you going to go up there and fight for the starting job, or you going to come up here with me where you know the playbook and you got a better opportunity for the starting job? What's it going to be, Bubba?
Isn't that perfect? That's absolutely perfect.
Pretty good, yeah.
That's
Pretty
so
good.
great.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it.
Nice.
And there's no better way to end a podcast than with the voice of Chase Paramore floating around the air. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for taking some time. And dang, it's great to see you guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good to see
You know,
you.
miss seeing you. You guys leave the locker room after your last game, and it's just, that's a sad moment for all of us. But it's so nice when you guys, when I get to see you again.
Yes, sir.
So thanks for coming out here and sharing your stories. Best of luck
Yes,
with
sir.
everything.
Thank
You have bright futures, both y'all.
Yes, sir.
And just super proud of both you, man.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast, Troy.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks for listening, folks. For Troy Thompson, this is Andy Buffington, and forever and always, go Warriors.
Tailgate smoke rises under the sky. Laughter and cheers as the moments fly. Players suit up with fire in their veins. This is our home where passion remains. The podcast echoes the stories we share. The live show reminds us we're always there. The best small college where legends are born. A family united in a bond never torn. Forever and always, go Warriors we shout. With fans in the stands, there's never a doubt. Game day Saturdays where memories ignite. Under the lights we fight the good fight.
You can join the Waldorf Gridiron Club and be part of the best small college football experience in America. Just visit our website and pick your membership level at waldorfgridironclub.org. You can also click on the Support the Show link in the show notes to donate.